Why do doctors always have like sports doctors always have their clients like jerseys in there? Is it a flex, or is it because you're like, all right, maybe I won't charge you as much. Just give me a little signed jersey for the
I usually
kid.
try to charge them double because I try to get some street cred when they see AI or they might see Doc. There is a Johnny Manziel that once was popular, but now not so much.
So is King James sat in this seat and farted in the seat that I'm sitting in right now?
He might have. But you know what's interesting? We actually got to interview him when he returned from the Olympics. We were actually in New York City, and he submitted for an interview with my son and myself, and he also signed a jersey for us. And so he was actually very nice to us.
Can you do like a 15-second thing on like what neurology is? Are you like a brain surgeon? Or are you more of like that's what I think of it as like a dumb guy?
Well, we deal with neuroscience, so we do everything but open the skull. So I treat a lot of people that have concussions and headaches. I also have operating rooms here, so I also straddle between interventional spine care. So let's say somebody has a herniated disc in their neck and back. Part of what I do is I do stem cell or PRP, where I basically take cells from your own body and I inject it back into your joints or spine. To give you an analogy, like Bryce Harper had a partial tear of his ulnar nerve. I didn't do the surgery, but somebody put PRP in. You remember Embiid last year had a partially torn knee and he had PRP.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Unfortunately, he went to the Olympics. He should not have done that.
No.
And so he didn't get better, and now he's out, so that was ill-advised in my opinion.
Really? So you think that it really was the Olympics that kind of like hindered that recovery process, or
I would
from
think
your
so.
opinion?
It didn't help him at all.
Yeah,
sure.
And I think that he should have, in my view, rehabbed it and try to give everything so he could come back instead of continuing to be hurt and then just missing weeks as a season ticket holder. This is my last year, so I'm just maybe the fact that I can't resell my lower level seats, they're like with whatever their face value is, over $100. I can't sell them for $4 on StubHub. So I think Hinkie and Josh Harris, I think they lost me as a season ticket holder.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's funny because on the way here, I got offered floor seats, and I was like, no, I'd rather go record a podcast with Dr. B.
The Sixers are a frustrating team, that's for sure.
It's deeply brutal. I mean, I wonder, like from a medical perspective, they talked about the fact that his knee issue is a chronic thing because of like the meniscectomy where they're removing parts of it. Is that something that you have an idea about? Or
I definitely do medical orthopedics. So my fear is the Sixers, part of it's HIPAA. We know he's had meniscal tears and he's had inflammatory changes, and he's a very big guy, and he's put a lot of wear and tear with his size, and we don't really get a straight answer from the Sixers, and that's kind of the frustrating part, even being a fan or a season ticket holder. So he's literally came out and said, I'm going to need a major surgery after the year. But then the Sixers will come back and say, no, he really doesn't. He's day to day. So the Sixers organization will literally lie to your face. Mm-hmm. And I'm resentful of that. They're not transparent at all. I mean, when Brandon Graham hurt himself, you knew he was out. And what they try to do is, if you remember Andrew Bynum, we'll go back. They sold season tickets based on Andrew Bynum.
I was at the Constitution Center when they announced him. Remember they had that whole big thing?
They knew, and I'm not going to mention the name of a doctor who's a good friend. The doctors knew he would never play games. So when somebody lies to me, there's nothing worse than a liar and a thief. So I believe the Sixers are both liars and thieves.